When I came to know about my speaking assignment, the subject line that was given on the program list was entrepreneurship. Someone suggested that for a serious Indian audience, I should start out with a joke. Well, do we have time for a joke?
Yes.
Who cares for a joke at global NIIT conference? As I worked hard, I don't have that joke. I didn't bring it. Okay, 2 years later, meet me in Hyderabad. I'll tell you the joke. As I worked hard to look for an entrepreneur in me, the subject line on the program list changed from entrepreneurship to sharing experiences. So don't be surprised when I talk of entrepreneurship here and there and there and there. Just before leaving States, I happened to have watched the movie English English. It describes the word entrepreneur as someone who runs his or her own business. Well, I don't have my own business to run. I do not have any big financial success attached to my career. But my journey from a quiet girl to flying planes and being recognized by US President as an outstanding new citizen and Vice President of India as an author, and last but not the least, being honored by all of you is no less entrepreneurial. To me, the word entrepreneur means solution seeking against all odds. Being a female was my uphill battle. I wanted to think like a man, talk like a man, and study like a man. After all, I was growing up on a male-predominant campus as a faculty daughter, where all my role models were males. Females had yet to be admitted. At home, the answer to my every wish was a big, fat no. After all, I had to be protected from 2,000 boys. My first lesson of life turned out to be to never accept no for an answer. My brothers were being coached on tennis courts. I was hitting a ball against a wall in the courtyard. I uttered my first word at age 5. After being feeble and weak for years, I got on fast track on account of my willpower. When I wouldn't accept anything less than a technical field for my college education, I had to promise to continue with all my chores at home to my parents. I decided that I would never pressure my children the way I felt pressured. I ended up with lots of responsibilities at every age with no retribution. By the time I was in my 3rd year, my parents mentioned marriage. My answer was a big, fat no. I was called stubborn for my unilateral decision. If education was a virtue for men, why was it considered to spoil women? I'm talking of my time. Many of you may not relate to that. I was on a campus where 90% of the students would have agreed to marry me. But with no due diligence, my parents married me to the first boy who would take no for an answer. My parents' only objective was to bypass paying a dowry and assuring my future was secondary. My only condition was to go to USA to further my studies because I could see some light at the other end of the tunnel. My husband was controlling and abusive. I had no place to go. He learned it before I did. Once I was across the Atlantic, the gender bias seemed to be more manageable, but my struggle continued. Working and raising a family was my sole responsibility. I had no right to get sick. My working life was full of challenges. Once I lost a job because allegedly my students did not understand my accent, although my boss found my knowledge commendable. Another time I lost my job because allegedly I did not know my subject while My diction of English language was commendable. Bias was obvious, but proving anything in the court can be another story. Recently, I came across a list of 200 top-ranking universities in the world. I picked up a magic marker and started going through the list. No IITs, no India. I put the marker down. I'm talking of first 200. That means that there is a scope here for women in academics. IITs pick 8,000 some students out of more than 300,000 that go through the rigorous selection process out of the total population of 1.3 billion Indians. In my times, females were in gross minority. Today, in some classes, the ratio is 50-50. Women have come a long way within my lifetime. By the way, how many gold did we win in the recent Olympics? How many times did we win Wimbledon or US Opens? We can hardly keep up with cricket and hockey. I looked at the list of NASA astronauts. Lo and behold, 2 Indian women defied gravity. Their names are carved in stone. I looked at the list of beauty pageant winners. Indian women are found time and time again. Balances find their ways naturally, but women are far from having equal opportunity. India is one country where women own a fraction of national wealth, while in progressive countries women own majority of national wealth. Equitability can be conducive to a happy, peaceful, loving and harmonious environment. It is always the weak who is supposed to be protected from the strong. Are our women protected? This is the only country where female population is in minority. Is it because of dowry deaths? Is it because of fetus selection? Based on gender? One man can make 100 women pregnant every night, but one woman can only deliver 1 baby a year. Can we protect our race by killing women? Our IITs are short on faculty. Women are most suited for faculty positions because of compassion, discipline, partnership, understanding, and sense of proportion. Women will make excellent directors. In 1973, I got credit to be founder secretary of Lurk University Alumni Association. Since then, I have presided many times. When the Pan-IIT movement started, I shifted my gears. My involvement in Pan-IIT activities keeps me growing intellectually. My accomplishment as a bridge player keeps me in the company of some inspirational and learning experience. I host tournaments for IITians across the world. Bridge is my addiction and love of life. From my one-time casual hobby, I learn lessons about life. If you have heard of a recent story about a woman, you will understand what I'm talking about. She wrote Poker Woman and became a millionaire. It is not on how to play poker, but she used strategies to win, poker strategies to win at different aspects of life, even if you have never shuffled a deck of cards. I'm a natural writer. Publishing short stories became my first undertaking as an empowered woman. It triggered insecurity among my family members. My hobby of writing kept me from going insane in my difficult circumstances. Sometimes isolated too. Yeah. At the time of my divorce, I needed more support. I have none. I kept falling till I hit the ground and started falling again. I had nothing to hold on to. I did not shatter. My daughters disengaged themselves from me. I did not sing. I wish I could have been part of my older daughter's commencement ceremony when she got MBA from Stanford. I wish I could have witnessed my younger daughter's wedding. I maintained myself. Today my older daughter is Director Human Resources with McKinsey and my younger daughter is Senior Vice President Media Planning at Freshman Hillard and is married to a US diplomat. I'm an entrepreneur living with all the freedom and empowerment I could have imagined for myself. I'm not an entrepreneur who would like to do anything different. Thank you all.
Welcome back. You're watching Community Roundup on TV Asia. We've been showing you highlights of the IIT Alumni 2011 Global Conference held recently at the New York Hilton in Manhattan. Held over 3 days, the event gave IIT alums an opportunity to reconnect with their college mates while attending some highly invigorating sessions. This year's IIT Alumni Conference in the Big Apple was tremendously inspirational. While it brought to the event some big shots from the corporate world that gave amazing keynotes, it also attracted some great sponsors and supporters. We spoke with some of them.
Tell me which IIT you belong to.
So my name is Anurag Waklu and I belong to IIT Bombay, batch of 93.
And sir, I believe you have a booth here. Tell me a little bit about your company and what you're doing.
Absolutely. So my company is called Kolaka Incorporated and we help people meet in person, face to face, when they're traveling all over the world. So let's say you're going to London next week. You can say, oh, show me everybody else who's in London, who's near me. And you can see them on this network radar. And that's the cool, innovative part about our application, that you can see your friends here and you can click on them and then connect with them saying, oh, this batchmate of mine that I haven't seen for 20 years happens to be 2 miles away from me when I'm in London. And you meet them in person. That's what makes your bond stronger and helps you connect. So that's what we do.
So sir, if we talk about the response here, how has it been?
Response has been very good. We've had a lot of people sign up today and they really appreciate the fact that they can continue networking with the alumni going forward. Even once they leave this event, they can keep contacting the alumni, connect with them, meet them in person. And that's the main thing we're providing. So they love it.
Purnima Gupta, Durki 1968, and I'm myself an author, although I was an architect by education and training. But as the time went, I took interest in a lot of things, including flying and sports and games and playing bridge and hosting bridge games for IITians and other people. And I also got into writing because I was a sensible person. I would say sensible too. And so I got into writing. And then I also tried to put IITians together on one floor to talk about what they have been writing. And then we found out that there are a lot of IITian authors who have done a good job. And if you have heard about Chetan Bhagat, or if you have heard about his movie, Three Idiots, then you would know that IITians have done some good job. And I wish I could represent Chetan Bhagat here also, but I'm sorry, I have not been able to get in touch with him. I think he's too busy in Bombay.
My name is Gaurav and I work for Genpact. It's been 6 wonderful years I have been associated with Genpact, and we are a business process management and technology integration firm, and it's close to 51,000 employees worldwide. So it's not any other small shop there. It's a big corporate we are working for. Purpose of sponsoring this conference is to get the best talent in the industry, and IIT, they are the best, so that is the reason we are here.
So I would agree with this, and I would say that, of course, at the same time, we want to hire the best talent in the industry, and at the same time, we want to sponsor these events because this is in turn showing our contribution, especially Headstrong Genpact's contribution towards, valuing talent in the industry.
The conference was also a great opportunity for former classmates to reconnect. We spoke with one such bunch and learned about their experience at this year's conference.
Rahul and I are meeting after 15 years. So it's been a long while, yes. So definitely the event has been worth it from that point of view.
Well, I think the organizers have done a fantastic job of getting a fantastic panel. I this morning attended the Investing in Turbulent Markets panel, and I think that all the speakers were excellent. The thought process, the way they were thinking about investments, I think it was very well put together.
It's really informative sessions. And like yesterday's sessions highlighted the contributions made by IITians over and above the business arena in the social fronts. And I think it's messages like these that really inspire all of us into doing things that are bigger than ourselves.